When I was growing up, I used to always feel like the horror movies that I watched just didn't make much sense. And I don't know if it's because I used to sneak in my mom's liquor cabinet and because I was a raging alcoholic as a toddler I had liquid courage, but I always used to feel like the horror movie villains that I would see just really aren't that scary. Now as an adult, I realize it was the alcohol talking because oh my god, do you see the type of villains they're putting on movies nowadays? Then I look at some other villains and I'm just thinking to myself as a grown-ass man, there's no way in the world that I would possibly die to them. And that's why today we're here to talk about horror movies that I could easily survive. Now before we get into the video, I have to give two shout outs, one to Derek FDB and one to the homie Degenerosity for coming up with the idea of this video. You know Degenerosity, that's the homie. You know he's a Sensei fan. I couldn't believe he was a fan of mine until I just realized we were mutuals on Twitter one day. I went to go hit him up about a collab and realized that we were following each other. When I stand next to the homie, I feel like the big brother that happens to have the little brother that's 6'7". It's like, yeah, I was here first, but my little brother just happens to be Wemby. But without further ado, man, let's get straight into it. With our very first movie, because there's no way as a grown man that I am losing to a walking, talking, 2'7", overall wearing, bad skin having, children's doll. That's right, I could easily survive. Now there's multiple reasons why I would never lose to Chucky. First and foremost, I'm a 6'1", 300 plus solid grown man. If I lost to this doll, it would have to be my fault. Now the thing that I will say with a lot of these villains that I'm going to be talking about today, there's a lot of plot convenience. Like no grown man is losing in a 1v1 to Chucky. He has to catch him slipping. He's like the ankle biter of horror movie villains. Chucky is kind of like a chihuahua. You don't really pay attention to the ground and next thing you know, your ankle's getting bit. But instead of biting, he's cutting you with a knife. Now, I know what you guys are saying. Chucky's supernatural though, Sin. He's like magical, Sin. Yeah, and he can get this magical ass whooping. Because Chucky, as you guys know, is Charles Lee Ray, a super crazy serial killer who was about to get murdered by a police officer and transferred his soul into the body of a children's doll, a Mr. Good Guy doll. You think I'm about to lose a fight to a nigga named Good Guy? I looked up some statistics about this Good Guy doll, okay? He's about 2 foot tall and he weighs maybe 10 to 15 pounds, all right? I can kick him, I could throw him, I could pin him to the ground, I could put him in the oven. I could turn him into little pieces of meat that I would then put in a chili and feed to his parents. Like I'm Eric Cartman from South Park. I could do anything to him. But honestly, Chucky's biggest limitation in my opinion is the fact that he relies on surprise. This motherfucker gotta startle you. I'm not losing to a guy that gotta get you slipped up in a surprise birthday party to be able to kill you, bro. I'm just not losing to the Peekaboo champion. I am a genius in this situation. I have the knowledge of the movie. See, people underestimate Chucky. That's the problem. I'm not underestimating this little motherfucker, bro. I will never take my eyes off of him. I'm gonna be having my eyes on Chucky like I would have my eyes on a big, fat, round. I'm trying to keep this PG-13 for the children, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But all you gotta do is make sure to not get distracted, stay away from tight spaces, and use distance as an advantage. Imagine you're fighting Chucky in a big open field with no type of obstacles or things to hide behind. What is he gonna do? If I get to fight Chucky in a soccer field, I'm doing him dirty. He's gonna think I'm Ronaldo out there. And don't get me started on the fact that I can use elevation. Bro, what is he gonna do if I get on top of a counter? This nigga's gonna have to go to Home Depot and get a step ladder just to combat me. I'm not losing to someone that needs an elevator to fight me, bro. It's just not happening. And last but not least, the reason why I feel like I would destroy this pipsqueak is the fact that you don't even have to kill him to stop him from doing things. We have seen him be demobilized in mad movies, bro. People break his limbs, they restrain him, even lock him away. This nigga got put in a baby crib by his bitch. And the only way that he got out of there was plot convenience. There ain't no plot convenience in the real world, Chucky. I'm gonna do you, my nigga. Now I wanna do something fun, something different, something I haven't seen a lot, but I wanna leave the decision up to you guys. I want you to listen to my logic and let me know if you feel like I could defeat Chucky or not. Matter of fact, I want y'all to do it for every single villain. When you get done watching the movie, make a list and just put yes or no. Yes meaning I would survive, and no meaning I must have been doing fentanyl when I made the video. Okay, now this next one is gonna probably throw y'all for a loop. And I just want to preface this with I may or may have not done crack while filming. I'm just saying, because as I'm recording this, after I made notes, of course, I'm thinking to myself, did I slip and bump my head? Or maybe I'm actually asleep right now. Or maybe I'm actually in a dream right now. Because the next combatant up on horror movies I could survive is... Okay, I hear you guys booing me in the comments, all right? Let me just preface this again with I might have been doing crack while filming. I know I just said it, but I had to reiterate it, bro, because I have no real idea if I could possibly survive this. But what I do know is that man Freddy has one weakness. He can't get to you if you don't sleep, unless someone happens to bring him to the real world. That is a possibility we will address. But first, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, sleep. I am the insomnia king. Bro, I am telling you, I could stay up for multiple days at a time. The problem is, though, at some point, you know, this is the real world. This is not a movie. Your brain will turn to mush if you don't sleep. You'll start hallucinating, seeing things, hearing things. It's bad. I've gotten to the point in life that I hallucinated from lack of sleep. The delirium is terrifying. You start seeing shapes. You start hearing things. It's like schizophrenia, but you're awake. But there is an element that people are not thinking about. It dawned on me. I was thinking about an old RDC skit where they were talking about horror movie villains that they could survive. And it all made sense. Freddy can't do anything to me. I'm a street nigga. I am a felon. All we do is stay up all night, gamble, drink, get high, and talk shit. Bro, if I want to stay up for 3 months, I can. The only thing I can't figure out, though, is what happens at the point that I do need to sleep. Because clearly I can't really stay up for 3 months. Maybe 5 or 6 days in a row on a coke bench? Possibly. But what happens after I crash? Now, the thing is that I noticed about a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street movies is that people die when they go to sleep, yes. Freddy's basically unbeatable in dreams. However, he's beatable in the real world, a fact that we will address soon, but we're not there yet. However, something I want to say is that people die when they fall asleep alone. I'm not falling asleep alone. My niggas is gonna be with me on a rotating shift, bro. If I even get to squirming a little bit in my dreams, nigga, slap me silly until I wake up. Or I don't care if you got to play Ice Spice mixtape next to my ear, bro, because that shit is so trash. I know I'm gonna wake up to turn it off. It's like that meme where people will say, yo, thank you so much for making this trash ass music. I was disabled, but it was so bad that it gave my legs strength enough to get up and throw that shit in the trash. That's exactly what would happen if you play Ice Spice next to my ear. I'm just saying. But another thing that feeds Freddy is fear. The fact that everybody will spread his name around the world in masses is what gives him energy, gives him power. This motherfucker feeds off of clout. Freddy Krueger is the Jake Paul of horror villains, bro. If you just don't say his name, if you don't talk about him, you don't fear him, he has nothing. What could he possibly do to you? People that survive Freddy, they mock him, they challenge him, they don't think of him as invincible. No, I ain't talking about Mark Grayson, this nigga different, but you gotta believe that he's shitty. Make him small. Beating Freddy is very similar to beating another guy that's on this list that we're gonna talk about. I know that y'all been waiting for me to bring him up. Oh my God, I'm about to go in on his ass, I promise. Just wait on it. But this is the thing though, right? The reason why I feel like, well, I'll take the 2 reasons that I feel like I could beat Freddy, besides everything that I mentioned, is you can beat him if you can control your dream. And I am somebody that has been a lucid dreamer my whole life. Bro, I be doing whatever in my dreams. I swear to God. You know, like in those dreams when you with a bad bitch, bro, and you about to finally hit the climax, but you wake up right before the good part? I don't wake up. I be in that joint stroking for 30 minutes. Nigga, when I'm in my dreams, I am the Michael Phelps of stroking. I be in that bitch swimming. You can make weapons. You can summon help. You can do all types of stuff in Freddy's dreams if you can control your dreams. I've seen people give him the business in his dreams. Y'all might have forgotten this, right? But we have to talk about Freddy versus Jason. This is a great reference because if it wasn't for the fact that Freddy found something that Jason was afraid of, the water, he basically made him turn to his kid version of himself in a dream like a big bitch. That's besides the point though. If it wasn't for that, Freddy was getting cooked. Jason was really dogging this nigga in the dream because he wasn't afraid of him. And he was controlling the fear. If you can do that, you can pretty much do anything against him. But the next thing that happened in that movie is they brought this nigga to the real world. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna front on Freddy. He was still giving niggas hands in the real world. So if you can't fight, you might get cooked. However, I can fight and I have an access to a lot of very dangerous weapons, but they're not in my home, by the way. I could just get to them if I need them in case the feds are listening. But bro, I would get my whole hood to blow this nigga up like Chief Keef in New Jersey. Bro would not survive a day in my hood, I promise. And that is exactly why I think I would survive Freddy. But y'all let me know, cause I might be tripping. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That dude Freddy is different. Now this next person on our list, oh man, y'all knew this was coming. Might be one of the most garbage, overrated horror villains in all of history. I mean, they are straight trash. One of the most clumsy, idiotic fucking villains I've ever seen. This group of villains in the most recent movie, 3 of them, by the way, lost to 2 little ass women. Now y'all like, whoa, that's Billy Loomis's daughter. It's different. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if it was Mike Tyson's daughter. I don't care if it was Layla Ali. Bro, it's 3 of y'all, 2 of which are grown men with weapons, and y'all lost to 2 girls. Yep, that's right. We're here to talk about oh yeah, y'all know we were gonna talk about it, bro. Throughout the history of this franchise, they are the most clumsy, idiotic ass villains, bro. Like, I mean, look at how many times they stumble, fall, get trampled over, get their ass beat. Bro, they suck. You know why they suck? Because they're not supernatural, they're not paranormal, they're not demonic, they're nothing, bro. They are human beings in a big ass robe with a stupid mask on that probably makes it hard to see. How you gonna give me hands and you can't even see? Now, I'm not gonna lie, in the most recent movie, they kind of started getting busy with guns. Something that I feel like Ghostface should have done from the beginning because they're human and a fat ass robe and a stupid mask. But that's besides the point, bro. How are you gonna stop me with a knife? Again, 6'1", 300 plus pounds, bro. I have fighting experience, boxing experience, wrestling experience, bro. Played a lot of sports in high school, bro. I'm strong as a bitch. And I know how to throw these hoes, bro. You're not beating me with no little ass knife. Unless you catch me off guard. If you do that, I'm cooked. I'm not gonna lie. But if I know that you're looking for me, I'm never allowing that to happen, nigga. I'm from the hood. All we know how to do is be on our pivot. I'm talking about P's and Q's, uppercase letters, cuz. There's no way in the world that you catching me slipping. Yeah, they call me slipping once. Okay, so what? All right, my fault. I don't know why Drake and Future just popped in my head. But when I run into Ghostface, he's not gonna have a future, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Because when you put that mask on, fucking mask on, bro, you might as well take the mask off, bro. Because I'm gonna cook you. Now, if you pull up on me with a shotgun like you did in that one store, I might get cooked in. But you think I'm gonna be walking around town without them fucking FNs, bro? I'm gonna put a green dot on your ass. A green bean, bro. Putting a piccolo on your chest. You ain't gonna know what hit you, bro. They gonna really bring a new meaning to Ghostface, bro, because you are going to die. You're going straight to the upper room. Bro, I'm sending you up there to God. You think your name is Ghostface? When I'm done with you, you gonna be facing ghosts. Nigga gonna be in cahoots with niggas that the Ghostbusters have to fight. I don't think that I gotta really explain why I would trash these niggas. It's self-explanatory, bro. Let's move on to the next one. All right, listen, man. I got 2 more for y'all for this video. But I promise that if this vid gets at least 5,000 likes, then I got y'all with a part 2. But we gotta talk about something a little bit, off-putting, and something that y'all will probably think that your boy Sin is on the fentanyl for. I know, I get it. I do be on that fent sometimes, but I think that I could survive this only because I seen a nigga give himself a tracheotomy to breathe when he was drowning. Nigga put a hole in his damn neck with a straw, bro. And I think that I had the same resolve to wake my fucking self up from this dream I'm in if I think that I could really survive this. But that's besides the point. That's right. We're here to talk about all right. I know this is probably the one where y'all are like, yo, Sin, I was gonna let you slide with Nightmare on Elm Street because you was from the hood. You might be able to stay up for 40 days and 40 nights like you in Noah's Ark. But this one, you might be tripping. And I would tell you it depends on one thing. Well, two things, okay? One, what is my test? What is my challenge? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't really be doing a lot of messed up stuff in the world. So I don't even know what he would do to me and why he would do it to me in the first place. I mean, maybe it's the chronic gooning. I'm not sure, bro. But if I have to get through a big bowl of semen and get the keys to get out, I might be able to do it. It's gonna be like ASAP Rocky in that one clip, slipping on semen. But outside of chronic gooning, I really don't know what else he could possibly put me through. Maybe my YouTube videos have been inspiring the youth to be YNs. I don't know why. And maybe because he feels like that, he makes me go through an entire marathon of Mr. Beast videos. That I don't think I could get through. This nigga Mr. Beast could say, yo, watch every one of my videos without leaving this room and I'll give you $1 million. And I'd probably fail one video in. Nigga would get to be like, today, and I'd kill myself. But that's besides the point. I just feel like I got the resolve to get through pretty much anything, bro. If it's life or death, nigga, I don't want to die. I'm trying to make sure I get back home to make more fire videos for y'all. With that being said, let's just set up a hypothetical scenario, okay? Let's just think about some of the challenges that Jigsaw has set up. Okay, so remember about the reverse bear trap one, okay? You gotta take a key from the body before time runs out, all right? Will I harm myself to survive? You're damn right. I have been, trigger warning, suicidal before. I hurt myself for free. Nigga, you think I wouldn't do it to save myself? No way I'm not getting through that one, okay? Razor wire maze. This one, crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, but again, I've cut myself a lot. Just saying. Would I be able to crawl through razor wire to get out in a timely manner without bleeding out? That one, I would have to say no. That one's kind of crazy, okay? The bathroom from the first movie. All I gotta do is kill this nigga and I'm out of here. I would have smoked his ass. Bro, I could definitely kill a nigga, bro. I'm just saying. Have I killed people? No, of course not. I would never indict myself that way. But if I had to, life or death, I'm smoking you, bro. Me or you, you're out of here. You better kill me first. What about Saw 2, the needle pit, okay? Dive into a pit with a bunch of syringes. Nigga, I'm from the hood. You walk outside, you might get pricked with a syringe. That's regular. By the time I got midway through that pit, I would have felt right at home. The heroin probably would have started kicking in anyway. I wouldn't have felt anything. Or what about the Venus flytrap, okay? This one, you gotta rip a key from your rib cage before the trap opens. This one, self-mutilation, all right? You under time, you're under pressure, and once again, I'm reaching in my fucking rib like I'm Adam and Eve, bro, and I'm pulling that bitch out. Respectfully, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, Chili's. All I'm saying is, depending on the challenge, I could survive, bro. So this one I'm gonna leave up to y'all. But we got one more, bro. I gotta give y'all one more banger, man. One more banger. This one I've been waiting to talk about since I even thought about doing this video, bro. This guy right here, this nigga right here, son. Oh, he is a clown, literally and figuratively. All right, so there's obviously different versions of Diddy Wise the Clown, okay? You got OG Diddy Wise 2017, part 1. 2019, the part 2. Then he got Welcome to Derry. You got the Indian Pennywise. Y'all probably don't even know about the Indian Pennywise. That nigga different. But we're gonna focus on the Pennywise from the OG, the miniseries, 2017, 2019, bro. There's no way in the world that I'm losing to a nigga that lost to these niggas. There's no way. And I know y'all are gonna say, well, Shin, they had the help of God. A mythical turtle from the sky gave them powers and helped them. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck who helped them, bro. This nigga feeds off fear. I'm not afraid of him, bro. I seen this dude get his brains blown into Tuesday night with a slingshot. I'm not losing to that nigga, bro. You think these FNs not gonna do the same thing that slingshot did? I'm talking about the lifestyle. Bro, I'm gonna hit him with so many bullets, it's gonna turn to a Young Thug song. I'm not playing. A bunch of kids went into his sewer, into his hometown, and had him literally so afraid that he went into early hibernation. This nigga is a bitch. Bro, you telling me he lost to Mary Poppins, a kid with a speech impediment, a nigga taking placebos for every medical disease known to man, another kid that thinks he's funny and he kinda is though. I'm not gonna lie, he is a little bit funny, but he's still corny. And then you got the black kid whose parents got burnt up in a fire. But I'm just saying, nigga was going against the Justice League of lame niggas and lost. And y'all telling me that I'm gonna lose to him? Bro, they hit him with Silver in the OG miniseries, cooked his ass. Hit him with a slingshot in the 2017, cooked his ass. Then they go through the ritual of Chewed on him in the new movie. He puts him through a bunch of trials, which they pass with flying colors, by the way. Outside of, the one guy who, tragically was such a pussy that he murdered himself in the part 2. But that's besides the point. He also murdered himself in the OG, but that's besides the point. He still initially lost to a kid version of him, of a nigga that killed himself later because he's so scary. And you want me to be afraid of him? But what is he gonna turn to? My biggest fear? I'm just gonna imagine my biggest fear is some good pussy, bro. Bro gonna turn into a bad bitch. And that is why I would never ever die to Pennywise, bro. I would survive it. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say that I was tripping on some of these, and I know that we're going to argue in the comment section. However, I don't care. I'm standing on it. Miss me with the bullshit. I can't see it like John Cena, bro. I'm just saying. Y'all let me know if y'all would survive these same horror villains. But also let me know what horror villains you want me to talk about next. I know y'all probably wanted me to mention Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Terrifier, all of the niggas who I would give straight hands to, bro. And Mortal Kombat.